back here on GMA with the deadliest mass shooting in American history. That is the scene as chaos erupted in Las Vegas, gunfire ringing out during a country music festival. Jason Aldean was on stage at the time. At least 50 people, more than 50 killed, more than 200 injured. The suspect is now dead. We're going to bring in our contributors, Chief David Brown. Dan Abrams is here in the studio with us, as well as Ray Kelly. Thank you, gentlemen, all. The broad investigation as it stands right now, Dan.
Well, this is a crime scene right now, and the most important thing for them to do immediately is to make sure there's no one else involved, to make sure that there's no other threat to the community. They want to know everything about how this happened, meaning how did he get the weapons? Who did he know? Who was he associated with? They're going to now dig into this guy's history to figure out, first of all, who was he with, most importantly, in the immediate time before it, and then they're going to move back from there to say, who else did he know beyond that, et cetera. But remember, this is right now a very active crime scene investigation.
And Ray Kelly, former chief of the New York City Police, one of the things we saw is everybody going to immediate emergency response mode, preparing for a terrorist attack, the entire city on lockdown.
Yeah, well, I must say that the police did an excellent job. But when you have an active shooter situation, obviously the shooter has the advantage of time. They got there apparently within 5 minutes and took this individual out. What's different here is the automatic weapon. He had the ability to put out an awful lot of bullets and 10,000 potential targets. So we haven't seen anything like this.
Captive situation.
Captive situation, obviously panic, people are, falling over each other. So it could have been a lot more people killed. We don't know how much ammunition he had. He had several weapons. Were they all automatic weapons? And as has been said, not easy to get an automatic weapon, but if you know something about guns, you can adjust a regular semi-automatic rifle to shoot the automatic, and he had a hunting license in Alaska, obviously had familiarity with guns. So this is the first time we've seen anything like this. Obviously, it's the greatest mass shooting in the history of this country, and we want to know, as Dan said, why?
Why? Former Dallas Chief David Brown, we heard from a woman who runs the merchandising booth there, and she said that she had always been fearful of this, and we know that law enforcement all across the country have been leery of these so-called soft targets.
Yes, Robin, and one of the things that's highly debated is the security at these concerts. Of course, the promoter wants to try to minimize costs as it relates to security, and law enforcement is always pushing and advocating for more and more law enforcement expanding the perimeter, and this example is why law enforcement is so concerned about these soft targets, about when we can layer on more and more security further and further out so that we can get a sense of these type of sniper events.
And Dan Abrams, this is going to reopen the debate over guns in this country.
Well, it is, but I think it's really important to make sure we do it accurately, right? But I think, as Ray points out, we don't necessarily know it was an automatic weapon per se. And remember, automatic weapons are generally illegal around the country. There are exceptions to that. But one can take a semi-automatic weapon, a perfectly legal one, and transform it into an automatic weapon. I think that the first question people are going to want to know is, did he acquire these weapons legally? I mean, that's going to be the question. And if he didn't, where did he get them? How did he get them? Who did he get them from? There's no question that will be a part of this investigation, and an important one.
And what we've seen in Las Vegas, Ray, when we're right here in Times Square, and when there's large events that are often taking place here, and people have wondered what it would be like for somebody to get into and do similar what happened in Las Vegas here.
Sure, it's a major concern, but at major events here, the police department have people on rooftops. They're observing what's going on the ground, but they're also observing buildings that are across from where they are. So it's something that's always been on the radar screen for the police department, but still difficult to spot, difficult to react to.
It's not the kind of thing you would expect necessary to a concert like this.
That's right. That's right. You would expect that. And most of the security, of course, is focused on the ground. They're checking bags, things that you would normally expect.
And it's intelligence, too. Don't forget about that. And Ray will tell you about that. It's intelligence. It's not just how many shooters you have, not how many. It's about trying to figure out stopping these things before that they happen.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.